Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your 5-minute-a-day, 5-day-a-week studying the Psalms verse by verse podcast, and you'll find it all over your radio and internet dial. We're on Stitcher and SoundCloud and YouTube and TuneIn and Spotify and Spreaker's website and iTunes. Get us all over the place. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, of course. Those are the holy trinity of social media: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. So today we're looking at Psalm 70 and all this week, and we're going to take up all 5 verses. This is quite a departure from the 2 Psalms we've had previous. 69 and 68 were very long, and we had to divide those up into 2 weeks. This week we have a psalm with just 5 verses, so we're going to do a verse a day. And this psalm is, if you want to compare it to Psalm 40, verses 13 through 17, those verses in Psalm 40 are almost identical to Psalm 70. Now, there are some significant differences, and you can compare the two as we read if you'd like. That'd be great. And I'm going to read for you verse 1 today, along with the introduction. And before I do that, let me just remind you that Daily Dose Radio has a website. We also have apps for your phone. You can go to your favorite store, and your favorite app store, that is, and download free the Daily Dose Radio app for your phone. And like I said, it's free, and it's right there in the App Store. You have Daily Dose Radio at your fingertips. Also, as I said, we have a website, my-dailydose.com. Go out there and check that out. And you'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, as I've mentioned. You might want to go to those. If any of those are your favorites, go there and maybe subscribe or follow Daily Dose Radio on those social apps. Okay, we're looking at verse 1. Let me read that for you today. This is Psalm 70, verse 1. Make haste, O God, to deliver me. Make haste to help me, O God. Now, this is to the chief musician, a psalm of David. And it also says to bring to remembrance. And I think perhaps this bring to remembrance is so that we don't forget what he said in Psalm 40. In Psalm 40, this particular passage, it concludes that psalm. And, I think the Lord knows that we're kind of forgetful, and we may need to remember that this prayer is a great one for us to pray, especially in a time of trouble. This is a prayer of a troubled soul. Many commentators have announced this as the be quick prayer or hurry up prayer. And you know what? Especially in America, we like our fast stuff. If it's fast food or fast service or self-service, we're all about that. Get it to me, give it to me so I can get on my way. This is one of those prayers that, the psalmist wants the Lord to hurry up. Make haste, O God. Notice that very first phrase there in verse 1. Make haste, O God, to deliver me. Don't tarry. He actually says that down in verse 5. Make haste to help me, O Lord. Who is our helper? Who is our deliverer? Well, it's the Lord God, isn't it? And we have both O God and O Lord here. So we have both words referring to the great creator of all things. He is God and he is Lord. And here we have both of them in this one verse. And notice how haste is repeated. Make haste, O God, to deliver me. Make haste to help me. It's repeated there again in verse 5. Make haste unto me, O God, down in verse 5. Verse 5 and verse 1 are very much alike. We'll talk more about that as we get to verse 5 this week on Friday. But this psalm is one of those prayers. It's one of those prayers we can stick in our pocket and pray on the go. Because, sometimes we just need the Lord to hurry and deliver. We need him to do his work in our life quickly, because we know that if he doesn't, things are going to go south for us in a hurry. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. We're going to look at verse 2 and talk about those who are attacking the psalmist on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.